Okay, then we can go for like VB script objects. This one is nothing but like from here whatever we are going to discuss, that one plays major role, and it will be very interesting. It will be very very interesting. Okay, so if you're not understanding any of the concept, you try to get to know each and everything. Otherwise, while implementing framework, whatever we are going to discuss, each and everything you will get a chance to include. Okay, or you try to get it up, each and every concept you will get a chance to use. Okay, so at that time you have to feel easy means whatever you are feeling difficulty or whatever you are getting questions, you just try to clarify. Okay, so as I said like earlier, you have to come up with like C programming language, you have to come up with code means you have to install turbo C. Exactly like that, you have to work with Java programming language. So in Java programming language you have to come up with code means you can go for like but Java or like Java scripting or VB scripting, this kind of stuff you don't want to install like turbo C kind of stuff for C. Okay, directly you can go notepad, and in your notepad you can come up with code and you can use it up. Okay, okay, so if you go for like notepad, directly you can come up with code in notepad and you can try to come up with like your VB scripting, even in Java also. But for Java you have to come up with code. It's not that much easy to work with JavaScript or Java. VB script anybody can work with easily, but it's not that much easy to work with Java. So for that one you have to make your job easy means even for VB scripting you can install Edit Plus in your computer and you can use it up. Even in your computer you can install Edit Plus and you can use it up. Okay, so for VB scripting, but for Java scripting you can install Eclipse for coming up with code and you can use it up. Okay, so in your VB script directly here you can come up with code. Okay, just let me come up with code for launching your QTP application. Okay, so whatever the code you want to come up with in notepad like this you can come up with, and you save as, and try to remember while saving you have to give extension like VBS. Okay, dot VBS. Okay, so QTP dot VBS I want to give. Okay, dot VBS you have to give extension. Okay, save. Okay, so as soon as you get dot VBS, your script, the file looks like this script. That means like this is VB script file. Okay, so you have to launch your QTP tool means manually you have to launch, but while coming up with like unattended the main advantage of automation is like unattended execution or night execution. Okay, means at that time unattended execution or night execution means it has to launch your application automatically, right? So you cannot launch manually. So at that point of time this is the way you can come up with, and while going home you just double click, your QTP tool automatically gets launched. Okay, so I just double clicking is getting launched, you see. Okay, so this is the advantage of like VB scripting. Okay, getting clear? So like this, this is the purpose of like your VB scripting. Okay, so now I will try to explain like Okay, so here before that one simple concept, any of the programming language, if you go for like built-in objects will be there, built-in objects defined for specific purpose. Yesterday I could have told you like okay, reported at report event. So this is the object like built-in object. This is the class, you can say. In the class you are having these are the methods. Okay, so this is nothing but like built-in class. That means like they were defined their specific purpose. The purpose of these classes you cannot change. You cannot change. Okay, so here so normally while executing, which are the steps you are having in your QTP, each and every step it will get report to your results window by default, right? By default it will get report each and every step, but you have to come up with like more customized way reports, more customized way logs, little bit more clear details you have to come up with. Okay, so at that point of time you can use this reporter statement for logging. Okay, how many statements you are giving here? Mike done means if the specific step got executed, so at that point of time you can go for like done. Mike pass. Okay, so it's giving like passed, you see, passed. Okay, status result here is giving passed. So failed, so cross symbol here is giving like failed. So whatever the objective, what are the details you are giving, like that you can give it. Okay, warning means it will give you symbol like that here. Okay, so here my point is like you have to come up with more customized way reports means you can use this statement. So the purpose of this statement is like this, any of the programming language you will come up with like your own built-in objects. Okay, so the purpose and scope of those objects is like predefined by the specific programming language, you cannot change. But along with that one you may get a chance to use to your own kind of classes or objects. So at that point of time you have to come up with like own objects or own classes you have to create means at that point of time you can come up with this is the way. Okay, so set keyword you can use. You want to create object in your VB script means this is the syntax you will try to follow. So set object name, this is nothing but like variable, whatever you feel comfortable, your name also you can give it up here, there is no restriction. And as I said, while coming up with your automation framework you will be following some rules while for naming any of the variable. So which type of data you are going to store in that variable you will try to prefix. It's not mandatory, but for your better management and maintenance purpose is if you follow is better. Okay, so this one is nothing but like object, right? So that's why I'm prefixing it with object. So create object, so whatever are reserved words you are getting up like create object, Then quick test dot application. Quick test dot application. This one you can consider as programmatic ID. Programmatic ID. Also you can consider as prog ID. Okay, so there is no other shortcut you have to remember. So it's not that much difficult. So 2-3 times if you refresh, if you remember, if you refer, you can remember very easily. Okay, so for quick test professional, this is the programmatic ID. Exactly like that for Excel. For Excel, if you want to go for means Excel dot application. Okay, so Excel dot application. For file system object, okay, so scripting dot file system object. Scripting dot file system object. Scripting dot file system object. Similarly, for ADO DB dot connection. ADO DB dot connection. So the programmatic ID is ADO DB dot connection. This is the programmatic ID. For Word, okay, Word dot application. Okay, so then for Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer dot application. Internet Explorer dot application. Okay, so if you are not aware of like any of the programmatic ID, you can search Google, you will get you. For shell scripting, okay, for shell scripting, the programmatic ID is shell dot scripting. Okay, so for Windows scripting, okay, so W script dot shell. W script dot shell. Okay, so these are the different programmatic IDs you may get a chance to use in your framework implementation. Each and everything you will come across. Okay, one more you will come across like okay, network. Windows script dot shell dot network or Windows script dot network. Okay, while implementing I will let you know exactly that one. So these are the different things you may get a chance to use in your framework implementation. Okay, so here you can pass whatever you want, that is a programmatic ID. Object QTP dot, if you give, this is the nothing but like intelligence kind of stuff you will come across. So once you refresh, see, once you refresh or once you restart your computer, you may get it up. So once you create your object, so dot if you give for that object, which are the methods you can use, you will get it up automatically like drop down kind of list. Okay, so in earlier versions of your QTP, you don't have for objects like intelligence kind of stuff. Latest versions 11 and 10 they come up with this is the kind of stuff. All those functions you will place it up like in your notepad. You can save it to .vbs. In this function library, which are the functions you are using, those functions you have to use in your framework. That means like in your QTP program. So what you have to do is you have to associate that function library to your script. You have to associate that function library to your script. So where you have to associate is file settings. So then you can go for like resources. In resources tab, here you try to add. Okay, where is that function library? Yeah, if there are something wrongs, it will show you like this. I have to save. I forgot to save. Okay, where is that one? Okay, so which are the functions you want? All those functions you try to put it up in your function library, and you can call, you can use whatever the function you come up with in function library in your script, depends on your requirement. Okay, so that one you have to call, means you have to associate in file, settings, resources tab. Okay, once you associate all those functions, you can get it up, you can use directly. Okay, so exactly okay, you want to create a folder. Let us suppose you want to create a folder. So object fso, all your uh, file related operations you have to perform, means you can go for like scripting dot file system object. Okay, you can go for scripting dot file system object. So once you create object, all your file related operations you can perform. See here, build path, copy file, delete file, create folder, delete file. Okay, move, create file, create folder, text file, so many operations. You can check it up whenever you have time. Okay, so like that you want to create a folder. Right now you don't have any folder with a sample in this path. Okay, okay, so now if I try to re-execute once again, what will happen? So that folder is already there, right? So you're sitting in front of the computer right now, so you will try to handle something like that, but the main purpose of automation is like unattended execution, right? So sometimes at what time is executing, so each and every time you may get a chance to create folder unique file name, right? Unique folder. So at that time that means like the folder whatever you are getting, that folder you have to make sure it should not be available already. That means like unique folder or file name you may get a chance to create. So at that point of time what you have to do is you will try to go for like timestamp. Now function what it will return is it will return now date and time. Okay, date and time it will return. Okay, so with the help of this one sample, you can prefix or postfix your timestamp. Sample ampersand for concatenating two strings. Okay, ampersand. So year of now and okay. So my primary question is, why don't I use directly now? But your file name or folder name, you cannot use slashes, right? Special characters. So that's why I coming up with this is the approach. So what I can do is str folder name equal to okay. So like that you can use it up. Okay. This is the way you can use it up. So okay, now how many times you execute, it will never create any problem. Okay, it's adding timestamp. Okay, so this time shall it return anytime in your lifetime? Okay, it will never return, right? So whenever you'll get a chance like create unique files or folders, so that point of time you can go for like using timestamps. Okay, timestamps you can go for. So this is the way you can create a folder. You want to delete a folder, dot delete folder you can give it. Okay, all this one you try to practice whenever you have time, but it's not required. Okay, then you may get a chance to create file. Okay, ampersand I missed out. Okay, it's created text file, right? This is the way how many times you execute. You don't want to make sure like file is there or not, or you want to delete or something like that. Okay, it's created, so it's trying to add timestamp. So here folder name I give, instead of folder name you can give like file name. This is variable, right? So whatever the name you feel comfortable, you can give it a file name. Okay, okay. So once you create a file, Why you are creating? Before that, I could have told you so many times, like why you want to learn scripting that file system object. In VB scripting, there are so many features you come across. All those one you don't want to learn, but you are learning this one means you should be having for specific purpose, right? So while implementing framework, when you'll get a chance to go for like file system object. So I could have told you so many times, while implementing framework, you will try to pass test data through Excel files or text files or XLS or XML files, or whatever the way you feel comfortable, you can pass it up, right? So let us suppose you are coming up with a framework in such a manner, like you want to pass your test data in text file format. So at that time you will get a chance to use this system, or you want to generate results while executing your automation framework. You can come up with like summary kind of reports and in detail kind of reports, your own customized way of reports. Those reports you have to generate means, how you can generate? Through text files or XLS files or INI files or XLS files or XML files. So at that point of time you may get, you want to generate your summary and in detail kind of reports with the help of text format, in text format. So at that time you go and use this file system object. Okay, that's the reason you are learning. Okay, so once you create file, what is the purpose? You have to write something to the text file, right? So open text file. So for this one, 3 parameters you have to pass. What is the file? Okay, in which mode you have to open? 3 modes you can open: read mode, write mode and append mode. For read mode you can give 1. For write mode the code is 2. For append mode you can pass 8. Okay, so here I have created my text file, then I have to write something to the text file. Okay, so I can give 2. So now okay, that is normal, very basic concept. Before starting up the class, you will open your notepad, you will open your notebook and write. Once you finish your class, what you have to do? You have to close your notebook and go home. Exactly, that is very normal basic concept. You are opening the test file, whatever you want, you are writing. Once you write, you have to close that file. Okay, so any of the programming language, this is the normal basic concept. Once you open any of the text file, you have to close finally once you're done with your work. Okay, so finally I'm closing here. So what is the difference between write and write line? Whenever you write, in the case of like write, it will try to write and pointer stays here itself. Then Okay, so here write, what it will do, it will try to write and cursor stays here itself. Okay, so it's continuing, you see, line 2, line 3, line 4 you were displayed. For line 4 you were given write line. So write line, what it will do, it will try to write and cursor goes to next line, cursor goes to next line. So it went to next line, it displayed. Line 5 it was displayed, line 5 it was displayed and went to next line. Okay, line 6 it was displayed, next went to next line, it was displayed blank lines, 3 blank lines, and line 7 it was displayed. That is the difference between write and write line. Okay, so here you are passing 3 parameters. True. Why you are passing true? Whatever the file name here you are given, if that file name already available, it will open in write mode and it will perform these operations. Let us suppose by mistake that file name is not there. So at that time, if you give true flag, it will create this file and open in write mode. Okay, if file is already available, no issues. If file is not available, if you give true, it will create this file and open in write mode. It will create this file and open in write mode. Okay, so once you create a file, you may get a chance to read, right? So for reading data from your text file, okay, so read, what it will do, how many characters you are mentioned here, those many characters is trying to display. Okay, so here you want to read how many characters, those many characters is displaying here, you see, is displayed. Madam, that is a folder I have created, that is a folder name just. Okay, can delete, this is a folder. For my easier understanding purpose, I am doing like tomorrow if I want to delete this folder, can easily delete. That's why name itself I have given can delete. This is one folder. So like that, wherever you want, there I am trying to create all of the folders. Okay, so wherever you, I am just practicing all this stuff, right? Tomorrow I can delete very easily. So that's the reason I come up with like can delete folder. Folder name I have given that manner. Okay, clear, right? Any questions? Okay, so here I am trying to create all the files and folders. Okay, so this is the text file you were created. Okay, so you are going for QTP. So where is that syntax? Okay, here read, what I have given 15 characters. So in your text file, what are the 15 characters? So some characters you will come across. So that is what here first 15 characters is displayed. Then next what you have given, read line, means it will currently wherever the cursor is, that line it will try to read. Remember, currently at this point of time, wherever cursor is available, now cursor is available here. Okay, that means it will try to display first line, right? So whenever you are opening any of the text file in read mode, pointer by default it will go to first line. That is what you have to remember. Okay. So initially cursor will be there. So it was here 15 lines of code. So 15 15 characters it was displayed. Then your next statement is like read line. So currently your cursor is in first line, right? So it's trying to display, it should display first line, but what here is displaying? Surprisingly, right? That is what is displaying. Why? By the time the cursor reached here, cursor is here, 15 characters means cursor is here. So from this current position to end is trying to display. You're getting my point, right? So by the time it has executed this statement, the cursor moved to here. Now you are displaying like read line. Now you are displaying read line means from this to end is displaying. Then read all. Then you are calling read all. Read all means what it has to call normally? It has to read whole file contents, but it's not really reading all file contents. Okay, what is reading? Only 3 lines. Why? By the time pointer reached there, from that point is trying to read whole. Okay, so like that is trying to do. Okay. So however you feel comfortable, depends on situation, depends on your requirement, you can go for. Okay, message box, I will give message box instead of print, you will get clear picture. Okay, what is displayed? Read 15, first 15 characters it has displayed. By the time cursor reached here, then it has displayed read line. So what read line is displaying? Till that point to end position. But read all, you should get display all, but it's not displaying all. Why it's not displaying? From the space at that point of time cursor reached here, right? Here to end is displaying. You want to read whole text. Okay, you are getting, right? So I'm just explaining you how it works out. If you give like read line, what it will do, you say? Okay, first line it will get display, first line it will get display. Okay. So these are nothing but like file operations. Along with that one, you may get a chance to append, right? So already existing text you have to append. So at that time you can go for like 8. So once you append, if I try to read, for appending the code is 8. For appending the code is 8. Okay, so okay, if you go here, the text file whatever recently created. Okay, no, what is that? Okay, clear, right? So it reached the end of the line, and again it's trying to append the code to existing lines. Okay, so at that point of time you can go for like 8. Okay, 2 is for writing, 1 is for reading the data from your text file, 8 is for appending. Okay, any questions, anybody? Each and everything you will get it from my material. If you missed out something from my material, from that link, from my blog, each and everything you will get it up. Okay, Hello, Padma. I have unmuted. Could you please come up again? So, yeah. I want to show you just, okay? That's why I come up with. Here the text whatever you mention, that one it will try to write to your text file. Okay? So I want to explain you very clearly like so difference between right and right line. So if you give right line okay, no, that is some text. So here my point is like whatever you write here, it will try to write, and cursor, no, here you don't want to give like line, your names you can give, who is bothering you, whatever you want you can give. Okay, something like that. Okay, so no, it's not required, number is not required. Okay, so okay, number is not required, whatever you want you can give it up. Okay, some text you can give. My point is like you have to give some text, just that's it. Line number you don't want to give, it's not. Okay, but I want to show you like I want to tell you like how it works out. Okay, so that you can understand better, right? So that's the reason I have given line 1 2 3 like that. Okay, clear? Okay, line number you don't want to give, something whatever you feel comfortable you can give it up. Okay, okay, now if you give yeah, fine. Okay, so okay, that's it. The point is like whatever you want to give within that square, so within that square parent, what do you say, what do you say, this one quotation, right? Within this double quotes. Okay, whatever you give, that one it will try to write to your text file. That is what my point. Okay, so if you want to continuously write, you can give write. No, you want to write line by line, you can use write line, just that's it. Okay, that is what you have to remember just. See, you will open your Excel file. You will open your Excel file. In your Excel file, you will try to add worksheet. Let us suppose okay this is your Excel. Okay, for this one you have to add workbook, new blank workbook. Workbook means 3 sheets. Okay, so in these 3 sheets, which sheet you have to write? Okay, you activate the sheet, write whatever you want, save it. Okay, you save it, then finally you close it, right? That's it you will do, right? That is what here also I am doing, just that's it. I am creating I will show you. Okay, so you have to create Excel means Excel object first you are creating with the help of programmatic ID. Sorry. Okay, Excel got created. What I did, I am creating Excel object, right? So Excel object got created. I didn't run manually, QTP launched. Okay. Sorry. Then you are adding workbook. Workbook got added. Okay, then you have to enable sheet 1. Sheet 1 got enabled. Okay, in sheet 1 you are writing text in some spell, some shell. How you will identify? Row comma column. Okay, this is row, this is row, this is column. First row, first column, right? So that there I am trying to write. Okay, it's writing and it's displaying, that is the value. It's displaying, right? It's reading the data from XLS and close. So once you open your text file, you have to close, right? Okay, see, Excel file got created. Excel file got created. Okay, see, object, create object, Excel dot application. That object got created. Visible. Why I have given? You are seeing visible, right? Visible. Then for that one, workbooks right now you don't have. Workbooks you don't have right now. Okay, so workbooks got added. Okay, so you have to add workbook means object Excel dot workbooks dot add. It's very simple. Object Excel dot workbooks dot add. What this command will do is it will try to add workbook. Workbook is nothing but like set of sheets. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. By default, you will be having 3 sheets. Okay. Then whatever the active workbook is there, from that active workbook you are enabling one sheet. You are enabling one sheet. Okay, so sheet 1 you are trying to enable. Okay, sheet 1 you are enabled. Then you have to write wherever you want in your Excel cells 1 comma 1 first row, first column, there the value you are trying to enter, what are the value you want. Sorry, this one you cannot modify, right? It's in running mode, so you cannot modify. So if you execute, it was written, you see. Okay, so which row, which column you have to write. First, you may feel difficulty, I know, but first day itself you cannot make it expertise, right? Okay, so first, that's why I'm telling manual steps. First you try to learn manually how you will operate with your Excel, how Excel works out. Then you come up with statements one by one. That's it, very simple. First you try to know how Excel works manually, how you will operate exactly step by step. First you will open your Excel, you will try to add workbooks, you will try to enable some sheet, there you go to some cell and there you will try to write. Okay, exactly here also I am doing the same stuff. I am creating object, I am adding workbooks, I am enabling, I am writing somewhere. Okay, I am saving it. Once you write something, you will save it up, right? You are saving, just saving, and you want to see what is the value you are having. You can see, and finally once you are done with your Excel, you will close, right? That is what I am doing. I am quitting. Okay, I am quitting. Okay, that is what I am doing, just. Okay, welcome to VB script. Quit. See, Excel got closed. Okay, okay, so when you will get a chance to use Excel in your automation framework, let us suppose you want to pass data to your framework in the form of Excel. At the time you will get a chance to use how you will read data from your Excel, or how you can generate customized reports like summary kind of and in detail. I will explain you during framework implementation. Okay, as of now you can remember this is the stuff. Any questions, anybody? Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's fine. Thanks for your time. Okay, tomorrow same time we can meet up. Okay, tomorrow same time we can meet up. Okay, okay, then that's fine. Thanks for your time. Yes, you.